Axolate Answers, an overview of our series on challenges of remote working.
In our introductory video, we mentioned that there will be a number of things we'll be looking at coming up. We thought it'd be useful to provide an overview, and the overview comes under 4 main headings: mind and body, momentum and energy, engagement and relationships, culture and ways of working. These are some of the areas we consider important to ensure optimal performance, both individually and for teams, particularly when working remotely. We've had several people say to us it's just a mindset thing. While that may be true, there are a number of components we need to consider and address. Of course, while working remotely might not be new for everyone, working differently is something we need to practice and get feedback on if we're going to improve and be effective. The topics we intend to cover over the next few days have a relationship to mindset and culture. We're going to go through each one of them just to give you a summary. Of course, this is an anxious time for all of us, and anxiety impacts us in different ways. So we'll look at how we address some of the mental well-being issues that we face at this time and how we can deal with them. Similarly, with our physical health, we need to be healthy to perform well, and we'll look at some of the considerations we need to think about in that respect. Also, when it comes to building momentum when we're working from home and managing our energy, we'll look at that on a daily basis, tactically if you want, and over time strategically, how we focus on our work, how we take breaks, how we handle disturbances, but also how we recover and renew when we've expended our energy, whether it's physical or mental. We'll also look at engagement with those we live with, whether it's our families, our significant other, or maybe if we share a flat or a house with people, how we have the honest conversation, how we ensure that expectations are clear and that we don't get too frayed. We'll also look at engagement with customers and colleagues, particularly how we adapt to not having those side conversations and check-ins that help us to understand how people are feeling, to pick up on information we might not pick up on formal meetings. And then also, how do we build trust when we can't see how people are working and what they're doing, how we collaborate, how we get the right culture for the kind of work we're doing. And then in relation to that also, 21st century working. Of course, we're in the 21st century, but many of the organisations that we've worked with or for have ways of working that were designed for a different era. So how do we move forward into a way of working that is effective for us as individuals and as teams when we're working remotely? There's lots of good advice and help out there. Some of it is a little bit too prescriptive for me, but I think it's worth looking at that stuff. But it's also, I think we'd encourage you to experiment, to solicit feedback from your colleagues and from friends, and learn as you go. Assess your performance and look what works for you in the context you're in.